66 million years ago, a colossal rock hurtled through the blackness of space. This asteroid, the size of a mountain, was on a collision course with our planet. In our timeline, its journey ended in a cataclysmic impact off the coast of what we now call Mexico. The sky turned to fire. Tsunamis ravaged coastlines. A long dark winter enveloped the globe. This single event, known as the Chicxulub impact, acted like a planetary reset button. It triggered a mass extinction that wiped out about 3/4 of all species. The great dinosaurs had ruled the Mesozoic for over 150 million years. They were gone in what was really just a geological blink of an eye. Their reign, which had seemed eternal, was shattered by a cosmic intruder. But what if things had been different? Imagine that same asteroid continuing its silent voyage. Let's picture it missing Earth by just a few thousand miles. A near miss, bright streak in prehistoric sky over dinosaurs. Instead of a fiery impact, it would have been a fleeting light. Maybe a dazzling spectacle for any Tyrannosaurus Rex that looked up. The day would have broken just as it always had. Great herds of Triceratops would have continued their migrations across vast fern prairies. In this world without a cataclysm, the dinosaurs did not just survive, they thrived and continued to evolve. The planet itself kept changing, but at a much slower, more natural pace. The continents continued their slow drift, mountain ranges rose, the climate gradually cooled and dried. The lush tropical world of the late Cretaceous gave way to more varied environments. Vast grasslands, seasonal forests. Dinosaurs, as adaptable and diverse as they were, would have evolved right along with these changes. Imagine herds of advanced hadrosaurs, duck-billed dinosaurs evolving more complex crests for communication, tougher teeth for grinding down hardy grasses that began to spread across the plains. These creatures might have resembled immense bipedal cattle, moving in vast herds that shaped the landscape through their grazing. The fearsome tyrannosaurs would have evolved alongside them, maybe becoming faster and more agile hunters chasing down swifter prey across open terrain. Some might have even developed more pack-hunting behaviors, their intelligence sharpened by cooperative chases. The age of dinosaurs would not have been a static picture, but a continuous, dynamic parade of specialized forms. The skies would still have been ruled by pterosaurs, though some lineages were already in decline. Birds would have faced stiffer competition. Perhaps some pterosaurs adapted, becoming smaller and more agile, filling niches like seabirds or vultures. In the oceans, great marine reptiles like mosasaurs were at the peak of their power. Without the asteroid collapse, they could have continued their reign, evolving into even more massive, specialized aquatic predators, reptilian equivalents of whales and killer whales. This unbroken reign would mean the fundamental structure of life on land remained reptilian. A planet shaped not by mammals, but by the magnificent reptiles that had already ruled for an eternity. In a world where giant reptiles never left the stage, mammals would have been permanently typecast in their supporting role. Their story would have been one of quiet survival, not triumphant conquest. The Cenozoic era, which in our timeline is known as the Age of Mammals, would have retained its Mesozoic character. Our ancestors would have stayed small, nocturnal, and secretive. The primary evolutionary pressures on them would have remained the same: avoid being seen, avoid being eaten. There would have been no room for them to diversify into the wide array of forms we see today. The niches for large grazers, browsers, and predators were already filled, and filled by creatures far too formidable for any mammal to challenge. Think of the world's ecosystems today. Herds of wildebeest thunder across the Serengeti, bears fish for salmon in North American rivers, and kangaroos bound across the Australian outback. In the alternate 2025, these roles would be filled by dinosaurs. Instead of wildebeest, picture herds of sleek, two-legged hypsilophodonts, small ceratopsians. Instead of bears, perhaps a mid-sized, semi-aquatic Spinosaurid descendant would patrol the riverbanks. The evolutionary pathways that led to large mammalian bodies would have been evolutionary dead ends, blocked by a wall of reptilian dominance. This prolonged suppression would have had profound consequences for mammalian evolution. Ultimately, the mammals would have been a permanent underclass. Given another 66 million years of evolution, what might dinosaurs have become? The possibilities are honestly as vast and speculative as they are fascinating. One of the most intriguing paths is, the development of greater intelligence. We already see signs of pretty sophisticated cognition in their closest living relatives, the birds, crows and parrots. The dinosaurs that possessed the largest brains relative to their body size, like the troodontids and dromaeosaurs, the so-called raptors, were already on this path. With millions more years to evolve, it's not a stretch to imagine one of these lineages crossing a critical threshold. These dinosauroids, as some have speculated, wouldn't look like scaly humans, not at all. They would be the product of a completely different evolutionary history. Just imagine a creature descended from a troodontid, maintaining a bipedal stance but with a more upright posture to balance a larger brain case. Its hands, already adapted for grasping, could have evolved greater dexterity, allowing for the manipulation of objects and the creation of simple tools. Instead of speech, they might communicate through a complex series of chirps, whistles, and the vibrant display of feathered crests. Their society would be, well, alien to us, built not on mammalian social structures but on the foundations of avian flocking behavior and reptilian territoriality. Beyond just intelligence, the physical diversity of dinosaurs would be staggering. The long-necked sauropods, already the largest land animals in history, might have evolved even more efficient respiratory systems or maybe specialized into swamp-dwelling behemoths. The armored ankylosaurs could have developed more elaborate defenses, their clubs and plates becoming even more formidable. We might see dinosaurs adapted to every conceivable environment. There could be burrowing, mole-like dinosaurs, arboreal climbing dinosaurs with prehensile tails, and even fully aquatic dinosaurs that return to the sea, much as mammals did to become whales. The world would be, honestly, a living museum of reptilian evolutionary experiments. Contrasting this alternate Earth with our own reveals just how pivotal that single asteroid impact truly was. Our world is one shaped by mammals. Our ecosystems are defined by their grazing, their predation, their burrowing, our history. From the first primates swinging in the trees to the rise of human civilization is a mammalian story. We built our societies in a world free from 40-foot-long predators and 80-ton herbivores. The evolution of our species was possible only because the ecological slate had been wiped clean, allowing a small, unassuming ancestor to step out of the shadows and onto a path that led, improbably, to us. We are, in the most literal sense, children of the apocalypse. On the alternate Earth of 2025 ruled by evolved reptiles, humanity would not exist. There would be no cities, no art, no technology, no history as we know it. The ghost of our world would be absent. If intelligent dinosauroids had arisen, their civilization would be unimaginably different. Their technology, if any, might be biological, based on manipulating plants or other organisms rather than forging metal. Their philosophies would be born from a different kind of mind, one that evolved from a predator that stalked the Cretaceous undergrowth, not a social primate that sought safety in numbers. This thought experiment really underscores the profound role of contingency in the history of life. The asteroid was one of the greatest chance events of all. It was a cosmic lottery, and the dinosaurs lost while our mammalian ancestors held the winning ticket. In the end, reflecting on this alternate path gives us a deeper appreciation for our own fragile existence. Every time we look up at the night sky, we can be thankful for the asteroid that did not miss, for the cataclysm that cleared the way. We live in the world that was born from the ashes of the dinosaurs' funeral pyre, and their fall was, inextricably, our rise.